Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Learning English with Podcast Conversation. I'm your host, Tony, and today I'm really excited because we have a fantastic topic. It's something many of you ask about, something that can feel a little scary sometimes, but it's also so important for using English, or any language, really. And joining me today is my wonderful co-host, Jenny. Hi, Jenny.
Hi, Tony. Hello, everyone. It's great to be here. And yes, I know exactly what you're talking about. That feeling, maybe in your stomach, when you want to talk to someone, but you don't know how, or you feel too shy, or maybe you're worried about making mistakes. It's about confidence, right?
Exactly. It's all about learning how to speak to anyone with confidence. Whether it's a native speaker, another English learner, a new colleague, or even just the person selling you coffee, that first step, or keeping the conversation going, can be a challenge. So today, we want to talk about why it's difficult, and, more importantly, how we can make it easier and feel more confident. We'll share some ideas, maybe some personal stories, and hopefully give you some practical tips you can use right away.
That sounds perfect. I think it's a topic everyone can relate to, no matter their English level. I mean, even in our first language, sometimes we feel a bit nervous talking to someone we don't know, right?
Oh, totally. It's a human thing. But when you add a new language like English, the difficulty can feel bigger. You're thinking about the words, the grammar, the pronunciation, and then you have to think about what to say to the person. It's a lot for your brain to do at once.
Yes, that's so true. So maybe that's our first big point to explore. Why is it often difficult to speak to new people or just feel confident speaking generally? What do you think are the main reasons, Tony?
Okay. I think the number one reason for many English learners is the fear of making mistakes. They worry they will say something wrong, the other person won't understand, or maybe they will laugh. And that feeling is strong enough to stop them from speaking at all.
Oh yes, the fear of mistakes monster. I've definitely felt that one myself. You freeze. Your mind goes blank. You think it's better to say nothing than to say something wrong.
Exactly. And another reason is just simple shyness or introversion. Some people are naturally quiet. They prefer listening, and that's okay. But if you want to communicate, being shy can make it hard to start.
Yes, shyness is a big factor. Also, maybe not knowing what to talk about. You meet someone, and after, hello, how are you? There's silence. You think, what now? Especially with people from different cultures. You might not know what topics are normal or polite to discuss.
That's a great point. Lack of topics or feeling like your English isn't interesting enough. And maybe, for English learners, not understanding the other person perfectly can also make you feel less confident to reply or ask questions.
Definitely. If you miss a few words, you start doubting yourself. Did I understand correctly? Should I ask them to repeat? Oh no, that feels rude. So you just nod and smile, even if you're confused.
Yes. The universal nod and smile technique. We've all used that one, haven't we? So summarizing this first point, it's a mix of fear of mistakes, shyness, not knowing what to say, and maybe feeling unsure about understanding. It's completely normal to feel this way.
Totally normal. So now that we know why it's hard, let's move to the positive part. How can we make it easier? Let's start with the very beginning. Point number 2. How do you actually start a conversation with someone you don't know?
Okay, starting. This is often the scariest part. I think the best advice here is keep it simple. Don't try to say something very clever or complicated. A simple greeting is enough to start. Hi, hello, good morning/afternoon/evening.
Yes, just saying hello breaks the ice. And often the other person will say hello back. Then you have a small connection.
Exactly. After the greeting, you can add a simple observation or a simple question related to the situation. For example, if you're waiting in line for coffee, you could say, wow, this line is long today, isn't it?
Oh, that's a good one. Talking about the situation you are in together. Or if you are at a park, you could say, it's a beautiful day today. Or if you see something interesting, oh, that's a nice bag. Where did you get it?
Great examples, Jenny. These are low-pressure topics. The weather, the place you are, something you see. They don't require deep thinking or perfect grammar. And you can prepare a few of these simple phrases.
Preparation can definitely help with confidence. If you know, you can say, excuse me, is this seat free? Or do you know what time the shop closes? Or can you help me please? Having those ready makes starting less scary.
Definitely. I remember one time I was in a new city and I wanted to find a famous building. I was a bit nervous to ask for directions in English, but I practiced the sentence in my head. "Excuse me, could you tell me how to get to the place?" And when I finally asked someone, they understood me perfectly. And they were happy to help. It felt like a small victory.
A small victory that gives you confidence for the next time. That's lovely, Tony. So to start, simple greeting plus simple observation/question about the situation. Okay, point number 3. You've started the conversation. Maybe you exchanged a few sentences, but how do you keep it going? How do you avoid that awkward silence we talked about?
The keeping it going part. This is where asking questions is super important. Not just questions they can answer with yes or no. Try to ask open questions. Questions that need a longer answer.
Like, what did you do today? Instead of, did you have a good day? Or why are you learning English? Instead of, are you learning English?
Exactly. How? What? Why? Tell me about. These are great words to start questions that invite the other person to speak more. And when they answer, listen carefully.
Listening. That's actually point number 5, but it's so connected to keeping the conversation going. If you listen well, you can ask another question about what they just said. For example, if they say, I went to the park today, you can ask, oh, which park did you go to? Or did you do anything fun there?
Perfect. You show interest, and you keep the conversation flowing naturally from their answer. And it's not just about asking questions. You can also share a little bit about yourself. After they answer your question, you can say, oh, that's interesting. I also, and share a similar experience.
Yes, sharing makes it a two-way street. It's not an interview. You ask, they answer, you share, they react. It's like playing a game of catch with ideas.
That's a nice way to think about it, a game of catch. So keeping it going involves asking open questions, listening actively, and sharing a little about yourself to connect.
Great. Now let's go back to something we mentioned earlier, nervousness and fear. Point number 4. How do we deal with that feeling in our stomach? How do we feel more relaxed and confident?
This is a big one, because the feeling can be very strong. First, remember that everyone feels nervous sometimes. You are not alone. Even confident speakers feel nervous before important talks.
That's comforting to hear. Knowing it's normal helps a little. So, okay, the feeling is there. What can we do about it?
One thing is to remember that the other person is probably not judging your English level. Most people are happy that you are trying to speak English. They want to understand you, not test you.
That's a really important point. Change your thinking. They are usually friendly and helpful, not angry or critical. I remember I was once so nervous ordering food in a restaurant in English. My voice was shaking a little, but the waiter was so kind. He smiled, listened patiently, and helped me. It made a big difference.
See? Most people are kind. Also, try focusing on the purpose of the conversation, not just the performance. Why are you talking? To get information? To make a friend? To practice? Focus on that goal. If your goal is to get coffee, the important thing is that they understand coffee, not that you used perfect grammar.
Right. Focus on communication, not perfection. And maybe take a deep breath before you start. Or, if you have time, think about what you want to say first, like you did with the directions.
Yes, preparation helps. And remember, it's okay to go slow. It's okay to pause. It's okay to ask, could you say that again? It's okay to say, sorry, I don't understand this word.
Giving yourself permission to not be perfect. That's maybe the most important thing. Don't expect to speak like a native speaker immediately. Every conversation is practice.
Absolutely. Think of it as practice, not a test. And with practice, the nervousness gets less and less strong over time.
Okay, good tips for managing the fear. Let's talk about point number 5, which I think is often forgotten when we talk about speaking. The importance of listening and body language.
Oh yes, this is huge. Conversation is not just about you speaking. It's a two-way street. Listening carefully shows respect to the other person, and it also helps you know how to respond.
Exactly. If you are busy thinking about what you want to say next, you might miss important words or ideas from the other person. Active listening means really trying to understand them. Nodding, making eye contact, saying, oh really, or interesting.
Yes, those small sounds and gestures show you are listening. And body language is also super important. Smiling is universal. It makes you look friendly and approachable. Making eye contact shows you are engaged.
Totally. If someone is talking to you but looking at their phone or looking away, you feel like they are not interested. Good body language makes the other person feel comfortable and encourages them to talk more.
And sometimes, body language can even help you understand. If someone is pointing or using their hands to show size or shape, it helps your brain understand the words.
True. So, confidence in speaking isn't just about the words you say, it's also about being a good listener and using positive body language. These things make the whole interaction better and make you feel more connected.
That's a fantastic way to put it, Jenny. It's about connection, not just language production. So we've talked about why it's hard, how to start, how to keep it going, dealing with fear, and the importance of listening and body language. That's a lot of ground covered.
Yes, and I hope our listeners are feeling a little more hopeful and empowered. It's not magic. It's skills you can learn and practice.
Absolutely. So let's summarize with some key takeaways for our listeners. What are 3 main things you hope people remember from our conversation today?
Okay, let's see. First takeaway. Start small and practice often. Don't wait for a big, important conversation. Practice saying hello to the shopkeeper, asking a simple question at the library, or talking to another English learner online. Small steps build confidence for bigger steps.
Yes, start small. I love that. My second takeaway would be focus on connecting, not being perfect. Your goal is to understand and be understood, to make a connection with another person. Mistakes are okay. They are part of learning. Don't let the fear of mistakes stop you from communicating.
Perfect. Focus on connection. And my third takeaway goes back to our last point. Listen actively. Conversation is 50% listening. Show interest in the other person. Really try to understand them. Good listening skills make you a better communicator and build stronger connections.
Fantastic 3 points, Jenny. Start small, focus on connection over perfection, and listen actively. These are practical things everyone can start doing today.
Exactly. And remember that everyone started from zero. Every confident English speaker was once a beginner who felt nervous. Be patient and kind to yourself.
That's such important advice. Thank you, Jenny, for sharing your insights and tips with us today. This was a really helpful conversation.
My pleasure, Tony. I really enjoyed it. I hope it helps our listeners feel more confident to speak up.
Me too. And to all our listeners, thank you for joining us for this episode of Learning English with Podcast Conversation. Remember, confidence grows with practice. So find opportunities to speak English today, even if it's just saying hello or asking one simple question. You can do it.
Yes, you can. Good luck.
We'll be back soon with another episode. Until then, keep practicing, keep learning, and keep speaking. Goodbye for now.
Goodbye, everyone.